What's up, guys? My name is Jamal. We're here at Impact Studios doing a Just Talks episode, and we're going to be interviewing Phoreign, an up-and-coming artist from Yonkers. Go over his music and everything that he's been doing. So check it out.
Yeah, guys, tune in. You already know. Yonkers, 914, Foreign, Jamal, Just Talks. Yeah.
Lately I've been moving through the motion. Feel like I'm drowning in the ocean.
I was on Instagram today. You know what we posted 4 years ago today?
Let me see. 4 years ago today,
4 years ago
we
today.
dropped, is it Fix Your Energy?
Fix Your Energy. The
That's
video dropped 4 years ago. Well, the day that we're recording this, because it's going to be different than when it's actually uploaded.
We dropped it or we recorded the video?
Dropped the video. The
yeah,
video
that's fine.
dropped 4 years ago today.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that you actually edited that video. And you was there for the shooting too.
I can fix your energy. Yeah.
The reason why I bring it up is something that I liked about you is how inclusive you are with trying to bring on people that you can see fit and work in specific areas. So like you saw that I was able to do video editing, and you were like, try something different, let somebody else try it and use their skills. And I always appreciated that.
Thank you. Well, yeah, you're welcome. Well, thank you. But yeah, I just always like, I don't be excluding people. I feel like if you have something to do, like, and you're nice at something, and you actually wanna get somewhere, and I have the opportunity to even help or open the doors or whatever I could do to just make you feel comfortable. I love everybody, to see everybody working, to see everybody like feel happy and do what makes them happy. Mm-hmm. So whenever somebody even like shows any signs of like I want to do something, I'm the first one to be like, yo, yeah, do it, let's do it. Oh, we can do it like this.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people don't have like goals or they have things that they want to do, but they don't really have the motivation. Mm-hmm. So I love being part of that force that helps drive them.
And then it brings out something else in other people that might not have saw within themselves, and it's good to have that support from somebody that's like, bro, you can do it. And you're always like that. You always say that no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like we have one life and we're here for each other. Mm. So why not just work with whoever you can instead of like being jealous or trying to put people down. Like I don't see the need. Yeah. It's more like, yo, let's all win, let's all work, let's all have fun while we're here.
Interviews. You don't do a ton of interviews, even though you're all over. You're always posting yourself, staying consistent with that. But like, wanted you to talk about yourself. Like, who is Phoreign? How'd you come up with like your name and stuff like that? Your like identity.
Well, I feel like the main thing that I love is like being an artist as far as like music. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in essence, I'm like a creator. Mm. So everything that I used to love as a child, or everything that I think is dope now, whenever I feel like something like, damn, I like that. For some reason, I want to create the same. Like if I like a movie, I'm like, damn, I want to make a movie. If I like a song, so growing up, I feel like I said before, we're here for each other. So anything that I could do to help society or humans feel better about themselves or have a better day, because people be stressed out. So let's say coming from work, or on your way to work, you like listen to music. A lot of people only work and they don't do what they love, but they do what they have to do, mm-hmm. because they don't have that thing where like, oh, I'm gonna live life the fullest. I'm gonna do what I love instead of what I have, So like, I also try to preach like doing what you love, doing what makes you happy, mm-hmm. and I feel like through art, I could reach as many people as I can. Mm-hmm. But the main message is like just making sure people love themselves, people are having fun, people are like not being closed-minded, like. So that's what Foreign is essentially. Like I want to make movies. I already done movies, but like small films, music, drawing, the way I wear my clothes. Anything that I could create that can make people feel better about themselves, that's what I like doing. And Foreign came about, I used to rap in Spanish and I used to be like, Javi Chocolate. That was my name.
What is that? For
Javi,
style
yeah, Javi chocolate is like Javi chocolate, the same thing.
Okay.
Cause I guess the shade of my skin,
Mm.
and I'm like, I guess when I was younger, I would try to like make songs for the ladies a lot, still to this day. So it was kind of like something like that I thought was cute or like sexy or something,
Yeah.
like Javi chocolate. And then I started when I moved to the United States, I was like, damn, like the Latin artists are great and they're making great songs, but they're not reaching as or having as much reach as the American artists.
Mm-hmm.
But naturally living here, I was like, damn, like I started to like hip hop and the American culture. So I'm like, damn, I want to also, like I said before, I like something and I want to do it. So I'm like, damn, like 50 Cent, he's so hard, like Eminem,
Yeah.
all these artists, Jay-Z, so DMX. So I wanted to like start doing like rapping in English, but I couldn't use the same name like Javi Chocolate. It's like I was like, I can't do this. So then I was like, yo, if I'm gonna be an artist, I gotta have something different. So what's gonna make me stand out from all these, let's say Spanish artists or like artists in general? I feel like that what I could do is like, oh, if I could rap in English, as well I could rap in Spanish.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be the first one to like a superstar that could really do both. Cause even right now, imagine if like Bad Bunny could really rap in English. That
it'd be different. I mean, he's already who
like
he is, but it would be different.
imagine it's like oh, we could actually understand him, and instead of just because you could vibe to him, and he's like, nah, that's crazy. He's like Michael Jackson right now.
Because I listen to him all the time, obviously, but I don't understand everything that he's saying. So, but imagine, like you said,
and then he has some songs that you'd be like, damn, like what he's saying. Like how you feel about Drake or Kanye, and then you imagine you was getting that from Bad Bunny too at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was the goal. So then I was like, yo, what am I to the game? Like, so when I rap, I always had like an accent. So I was like, okay, and then I was born in the Dominican Republic. So that makes me like somebody that's foreign. So I was like, okay, oh, I could name myself Foreign. And then I was comparing my names like, okay, if I win a Grammy, and they said, and the Grammy goes to Javi Chocolate. I was like, like if I'm rapping in English, I was like, nah, that's not it. So then I was like, and the Grammy goes to Foreign. And then he just sounded perfect. I was like, okay, that's it, because I'm foreign, I have an accent. So it was almost like trying to like be who I am. Like this accent is gonna make me or break me. But then I decided to work so hard that I feel like it's gonna make me instead of, it's gonna make me stand out on purpose, not on purpose, but like, how do you say that when it's like meant to be, when it's like no choice? Like you know how some people try to stand out? Like I don't have no choice but to stand out.
So something that I wanted to ask and talk.
Wait.
Okay. What's that?
So this is the first episode. I don't know if it's the second season.
You can consider
This is second season?
You can consider it the second season.
Yeah, so I wanted to like inaugurate the second season for ourselves, you know. Light a candle. Let me see.
That's a lighter?
Yeah. So whoever lighter brand this is, y'all better yeah. And the reason why it's green is because we're gonna get a lot of money this year.
That's fire.
So
Literally.
congrats
Thank you.
on your second season. We're back. This time it's for the money. Anyways.
So I wanted to talk about you and work and consistency, because that's something that you do a lot of. You're one of the better people at it. And just what makes you that way? What gives you to like drives you to stay consistent? Because it's always something, whether you're promoting an event, your music, which we're going to talk about. You have game cards. What helps you stay committed to stay consistent?
I think growing up, my mom always said like, yo, if you're gonna do something, do it right. And for some reason, she didn't like making excuses. So let's say we was going to school, even though I came here when I was 11. But for some reason, okay, so I think it started with my dad, like the belief and like the ambition. Because when I was younger, he would just tell me like, yo, I used to come up to him like, yo, I don't know why I feel like I'm supposed to be somebody important. Like I'm supposed to be somebody that affects the world in a positive way. And he would just like, instead of shutting me down, he'd be like, yeah, you're meant to be, like you're one of those people. Like I could see it, I could feel it. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be somebody. So from that, that's when the self belief started. Like I was supposed to just be somebody. For some reason, I don't know why I felt that. Or maybe it's the way that he used to talk to me. So I didn't really live with my mom from like when I was born to like 11 years old. Then I came here, and then I saw the way my mom was. So my dad is more like free spirited. Like he's more like he's not. He's more likely to miss work and to take life like more easier. And I feel like that's where my brother gets it from. Like he's more like, hey, like. And then my mom is like a workaholic. Like she's not gonna let nobody, like she's not waiting for nobody to do things for her. So every day she will get up for work and just like, yo, I got this, even though it's just me. And let's say I wanted to like, oh mom, I'm sick, I don't want to go to school. She's like, nope, I don't care, you're going to school. Any excuse, she would never take no for an answer. She would always be like, oh, you can't make excuses. You gotta work hard. You almost like tough love. She always showed that. So even though a lot of the times I was like, I didn't understand it and I didn't like it, but now I feel like that's what made me. Cause no matter what, I'm gonna do what. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it because I'm so used to just not like even on Sundays, like we would sleep trying to take the day in. Like, no, wake up, do something. It's almost like she brainwashed me to like feel bad if I'm not doing something. So now that whatever I love, I also feel like we have like I said before, it's like life is short. So it's like you can't be out here just
letting the days go.
Yeah, letting the days go by. Like
yeah, it's something that I'm starting to realize. Like I know this is like almost like a deep moment, so I could share like something that I've realized with that, which is why I'm coming back to doing Just Talks again, which was a lot of like loss and stuff like that, and people of all ages in between that were like lost within the past couple of years. Like for me personally, with family members and friends, or outside of that, even like a bunch of celebrities, and it's like you see like they weren't anywhere. Some people like in their 20s, early 20s. We're in our later 20s, but seeing people in their early 20s passing away, it's like they didn't see as much stuff. Like I'm thinking about all the stuff that I've seen, and I'm like, yo, there's still so much that I can still see that I haven't seen yet. So
like I feel like everyone deserves to like see all the phases of life. Like you know, being a kid, then teenager, then 20s, then being a son, being a child, then being like a parent, then like a grandfather. Like I can't wait to be I can't wait. I could wait, but like, being a grandfather and then being that person that like guiding the whole tribe and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like I look forward to things like that. So I feel like it's unfortunate that people
don't
some people
get that moment.
Yeah, going back to like just never stopping. Also like doing what you love because life is short. I feel like I don't want to have no regrets too. So and I feel like I'm a late bloomer. So like a lot of things I feel like I'm always have to like catching up. So it's like, yo, I gotta go harder than everybody else. I don't want to make excuses. I want to make sure that I'm doing what I love. If you do what you love, it's almost like not.
It doesn't feel like a job.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a job. And something always has like a bigger picture. So like promoting, people be like, yo, how are you outside every day? Like, and I'm like, but from the beginning, I was like, yo, if I could get in, where do I want to hear my songs? In the club, people dancing, people could Shazam nowadays. So I figured like if I could have as many parties, then I could meet as many people, and I could play my song in so many different places instead of one place. I could network, I could have fun, different demographics, and then play my music, and then I could get different like the revenue which I could invest back into my music. That is the bigger goal. But I'm just a workaholic. Like I feel like also I'm very competitive. So if I'm gonna do something, I don't want to be like, I want to be known as almost like, it's like every time I do something, you think of that thing as like foreign. Like if I go to a place and I promote, it's like, oh, that's where, like somehow it becomes a part of me. So it's like I always want to be the best at what I do. No matter if I'm not the best, I see myself as eventually getting there. So I work in almost everybody. But it's not like I'm competing with people. I'm just trying to be better than I was. Like I'm all about getting better.
Yeah.
So you can't get better not doing nothing.
Yeah, definitely can't, because it's like you're you're staying stagnant if you're not even working at all.
And also, I was watching an interview with Big Boy in the Neighborhood, I think, and 50 Cent, and he said, "Yo, like, cause they were asking him about the crew and how come some people didn't like make it as far as he did or something like that." And then some of the excuses is like some people be depressed, or they just don't feel like doing something, or they're not as hardworking. And then he actually said, like,
I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you got to go to work. You got to get up. You got to go do what you got to do. You got people right now that's at work that don't feel like being there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got responsibilities, so
Yes, sir.
they feel uncomfortable while they're working.
and that might be insensitive, but it's like I feel like where I come from and how I grew up, you can't just sit around and then afford to be depressed or to be down or to be sad or to be. So it's kind of like a bittersweet, but I love that I'm that way because it helps me, it drives me, and there's no time to waste. It's really like you can't afford to not pay bills, you can't afford to do a lot of things, so
Yeah,
you gotta get to it.
What I do for work is talking on the phone, and you make small talk when you're on the phone, like, "Oh, how's your day going? How you doing?" And something that somebody says to me whenever I call this one place, the guy always says, "I could complain, but nobody's listening."
That reminds me of like nobody cares, work harder.
Yeah.
Like, does he mean it in a bad way, or he's more like with life is just? How do you think he means it? Like, does that put you down, or that?
No, it doesn't put me down. It kind of goes back to like what you were saying, where it's like we don't have the opportunity to necessarily dwell on it, which I know sometimes could be negative because you want to make sure that your mental is good so you can work even harder, because you might not be able to work as hard if your mental is a little bit blurred. But I think that it just has that thought process of like, it doesn't matter, just keep doing what you got to do, because as sad as unfortunate it is, like, life kind of, it does keep going. So
It keeps going, and I feel like you eventually, if you take care of yourself and take care of your mental, good things are gonna happen, and you're gonna find the right people to align with you. But it's just unfortunate that some people don't. I feel like a lot of people don't get that from their parents, like self-love and like. So they might sabotage themselves to like not go as hard or like or just overthink certain stuff. But I'm glad that my parents created this like mentality in me where I just feel like I can love myself. Even though it was like tough love, but it's like I feel like I had to develop certain traits to love myself, like almost like delusional. Like I could be having the worst day and I'm like, I find the positive in it. I could be down 20 in the third quarter, 3-1. I'm like, yo, nah, like something in me just like, I feel like I had to develop those traits in order to succeed.
yeah.
That's the Adonis.
Yeah.
I hate you, Adonis. You know why? Because as a DJ, he figured out the simplest way to be rich. He's playing the music, stops it, says like something very inspirational or funny, and then he comes back, plays the music, and that's it. That's all he does.
I didn't know that.
Every time you walk into a barbershop or a baby shop or anything, they're playing his mixes.
Oh. Now that
But it's so
I know
simple.
those mixes, but I've never like really.
Like, a lot of people hate on him because it's like, oh, he don't even mix as a DJ and stuff like that. Technically, he doesn't. But it's so simple that he found like a simple way, and he's like selling out stadiums.
It's, you got to find whatever works.
Whatever
for you.
works for you.
And it might not be the same. People might not see that it's something for them. But
And that goes back to like even the way that I work too. Like, I never seen nobody like take the club route to try to make it, or like, especially as an artist.
yeah.
But that's what worked for me. That's what I enjoy doing. Like most rappers are like, they're the scammers or like drug dealers or like, what else? Scammers, drug dealers.
Scammers, drug dealers.
Or
Back-
you know,
or
they
a
get backed
backpack.
by a drug dealer or stuff like that.
Yeah. They
But,
might not be themselves, but
Yeah, so I was like, yo, like, this is the way that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it through the club.
wanted to ask about music first, because I do want to talk about like the club life. But music was what got you there. You were talking about it a little bit, but I feel like listening to the last, I'm trying to think of how many songs that it's been, but I've
Last
lost
year?
track. No, just in general. The last like stretch of music that you've released with videos and stuff like that. I know. How is it? Is it Pal Party or PAL Party? Is Pal Party?
It's like pal party,
Okay.
like going to the party.
Oh,
Pal
okay.
party, pal party.
So those last stretch of songs that you have released have been, I'd say, some of the best music that you've done. And just wanted you to talk about just music in general and like what is your goal with going forward?
Well, music, like I was saying before, as soon as I started rapping in Spanish, I wouldn't say I was the best, but it felt so natural to me, clearly because I speak Spanish. So over time, it was so easy to rap in Spanish. And then when I started rapping in English, I was like, yo, I stopped rapping in Spanish for like 4 years, or maybe 5, just so I could catch up to the way I rap in English. And I always had that consistency because even before it used to be just a hobby. I used to play baseball, right? So then I would make music as a hobby, and I used to make beats or make a song almost every day and upload it on Facebook. And looking back, I'm like, what's wrong with me? But for some reason, but I always had this goal in mind, like, damn, last year I used to be like this, and then I got better, and I started seeing improvement. So every year I'm like, okay, imagine what I could do in 2 years. Imagine what I could do in 3 years if I keep consistently making music. So I feel like what's happening now is like the fruits of the labor. Like when you work hard, like it's actually like happening. And that's what I want to preach to people too. Like there's only like 2-3 things that are certain in life, and I feel like it's death. If you work hard, good things are gonna happen, and what goes around comes around. That helps me feel better knowing that if I just work hard, it gives me faith. It gives me like hope that, because you might be in a time where like, damn, I'm getting older. I'm like, these people rap like this, or they make this type of music, or how come they're doing it like that? But that gives me more like reassurance that I'm on the right path just by working hard. And right now everything's catching up, because I could drop an English
He ain't
song,
really
Spanish
like me,
song,
you just think he's cute.
like
You got me spinning
That's one of the best songs that.
round and round, round and round.
I'm also like a student of the game too, so it's like now I feel like it's just more like I go in the studio, make as much music as I can. I'm not thinking of like making necessarily like hits. It's more like just do what feels right, and then you pick from whatever you have. About Pop Party that you brought it up too. That's like the song that has gotten the most attention, I feel like.
Yeah, I saw it's like getting played in a bunch of different cities and even getting played at home DR.
Yeah,
So,
like different countries too.
yeah.
Shout out to Chapo and Senzi.
Yo, Phoreign! Is this for you, my boy? No fucking vibe, won't beat you, stupid!
And that's somebody that I knew that used to work across from me. Like he's a barber too.
Oh, really?
Because I used to be a barber.
Okay.
And I knew him for years. And I never really knew that he made music like that. And then I saw him like starting to make music. Then we just connected for some reason. He started coming to my parties and we're like, yo, let's make music. And then he had this beat. And then we did that shit. And it just, even though I knew it was hard, like I didn't know it was gonna take off. Like, and he hasn't even got really started. Like it's just been like organic, I guess, engagement, or like organic interactions. And we just shot the video last week. So once that comes out, I'm hoping that
It just
the
takes
work
it
is
to another
like
level.
it takes it to another level.
Videos, it's like the power of videos, because a good video could make you like the song a lot more.
A lot more.
Even if it's a good song, it will take that good song and just make it that much better.
I don't know. I feel like we live in a visual world now too. So it's like everybody's on their phone. So you could have a cover art and it's cool, or you could just have a video to actually engage, and like I feel like it brings the actual song to life. For example, I have a song called Tu Fuma, and when I first put the song out with the cover, it was cool. And then when I actually put the video out, it's like you could see that like the interactions just turned into like 10 times more because of a video. I don't know what it is about videos, but
You smoke, I smoke. You smoke, I smoke. You smoke, I smoke. She wanna get a little high, 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 high. Why are you looking at the sky, 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 sky?
It gives you an idea of what kind of vibe that you're going for. Even though you can sometimes feel that with music, because music is more of like a feeling thing. I guess it's just you can see exactly the vibe that you want to go with. Cause
And I
sometimes
feel like it keeps you engaged too. Because a cover art, you can just look at it and be like, okay. But then a video is like, oh, you're there, like watching it. Like, oh, this is cool. Let me share it.
yeah, cause like cover art can be cool, but like how long are you staying invested with a cover art? People, I don't think that people. I could be wrong, but I don't think people like look at it as much as they used to. Remember back in the day,
It used to
people
be a
were
lot,
like
yeah.
over analyzing it, like,
Yeah.
yo, what does this mean? I don't think that people do that anymore.
Nah, not really. Like almost it don't even matter. Because some people just simplify the cover art. Some people just put like colors or like a word and that's it.
Unless it's like a meme, like how Drake did
Oh yeah, true.
the what was it? The one where he had all the pregnant emojis on the cover. What was that? That was funny.
That was just like shock value.
Yeah.
And then like Kanye West just had a blank CD, so it's almost like he killed cover arts. Not on purpose, but more like you can really make it anything you want. So people wasn't as much eager to like like.
Yeah.
But I always love making videos because it goes back to me like acting, like entertainment in general. So I always been ahead. That's why I think I got like 25 to like 30 videos.
Yeah.
And I have a whole movie with Teddy, Cheers to Us, that hasn't even came out, but it's
I was gonna
coming
ask.
out
I was
soon.
like, they didn't come out yet, right?
No, I'm saying I already have all those videos and I have like 7, 8 more with him. I feel like that the good thing about that you brought that up too is like I feel like once I get discovered or like people catch up to what I'm doing, it's almost gonna seem like unreal or like they're gonna feel like almost like a plant, like where this guy came from. But they don't know that the work that I've been
That you've
putting
been putting
in
in for a
consistently.
while. Anything
It's just
that
gonna be like wow.
like all the stuff, because I've seen it because I've been with you with some of the stuff that you've been doing, but like it's gonna be go back and be like, oh, he was doing this from here, or like this vision that you've had with like, because you were doing skits and stuff in your earlier videos too.
Yeah.
So
I love doing skits. I just love entertainment, man. I feel like it's gonna be like a foreign world, cause it's gonna be clothes, movies, music, entertainment, hosting, like a bunch of stuff. Like I just have this in my head, but it takes time. One thing that helps me, I never thought about it like that before, but I guess that's what what I was thinking in my head. But when you think about Beethoven, is that's how you say it?
yeah,
Like when you think about his catalog, nobody ever brings up like, yo, what's his worst song? People only bring up like, yo, what's Beethoven's like best song, and they play the good song. When you think about a legend, it's like you only play their best work. So why, if you're out there and you're a creator and you're afraid to be judged, just think about that. Eventually, nobody's gonna think about your worst. They're only gonna think about your best.
yeah.
Like
They're
your top
always
10
gonna-
songs,
They're
top
always
20
gonna ask
songs.
for the best. They never like, even like you said, even like applying to like jobs and stuff like that. They don't ask you to send your worst work. They ask to see what's
best work.
your best work to see
So
if you.
Don't be afraid to
Awesome.
fail. Don't be overthinking and just do what you love. That's it. And eventually, you're gonna find your niche.
With like your like collaborations or like working with specific people. I know you've done a couple of things with Flam and Amon's like somebody that you work with a lot. Like what is like those relationships and how they help you with making music?
I feel like collaborating is important, especially where we're from, because we need to help each other. I feel like if we could cross cross marketing? Like I could have my fans, you could have your fans, and it's genuine. Like I feel like fans pay attention to that. Like if I'm just working by myself and they might feel like I'm in competition with somebody else, they might not even support them because like, oh, it's foreign, whatever. But if we're showing people that we're working together, I feel like they're more likely to be like, oh, they fuck with each other. Let me listen to both. Like they're more likely to integrate. So I feel like collaborating is important in that reason. I feel like also it helps me. It's like a different type of like inspiration, because a lot of times I'm just thinking of what I'm thinking about or what I'm going through. But working with somebody else, I might get new ideas, new topics, or I might just look at somebody and just think of something else to say besides myself. So I feel like that's why collaborating is important. Iman, I love working with Iman because some of the best songs that I made in my life have been like ideas that I bring to him. And I'd be like, yo, I kind of want to do the beat like this, or I kind of like, this is how I envision the song. And then he helps me bring my vision to life, so that's why I fuck with him. He has made like literally some of the best beats that I've heard in life. And I wish that But one day he's gonna get the credit he deserves. Once we all make it. But and Flam, I just love his vibe. Like Flam is just like almost like a perfect human being. Like this guy looks good. He treats people right. He's talented. I never seen him be mad about nothing. Like almost reminds me of myself because people tell me like, oh yo, like I never seen you be mad and stuff like that. But I'd be mad. But like Flam is just the coolest person that you can meet. And on top of it, he's just talented as fuck. And I remember like when I met him, I always wanted to make music with him. And then eventually, when we got in the studio, it was just like magic. Like every time me and him work together, it's just like it's almost like finding somebody that can match your hustle, your passion for the art.
Because he really loves music.
Yeah, like he could play instruments, everything. Like his house is like a studio.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Loft, man. He's giving it away. Well, he's no longer gonna be there. But great memories there.
Damn, that's news to me. I didn't know that.
Oh damn, you heard it here first.
I didn't know that.
Shout out to Flamboyant.
So I know you said that one of the main reasons that you started doing it is to help with like playing your music and stuff there. But have you thought that it has hurt in any way, like with making music, with like the drive, because it changes you with how your sleep schedule and stuff like that? Has it made it more difficult with trying to record?
I feel like once you want something, you find a way. Like it's like weird hours because I almost feel like I worked like an overnight shift.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like at first I was hesitant, like, oh, I don't want to promote. I don't want to be known as a promoter because then people are not going to know me, like, that I make music. And some people to this day follow me and don't even know, oh, you make music? I'm like how? But people just be like that.
Yeah.
But once I figured out that promoting is like a cheat code, I think it has helped me more than it has hurt me because, like, I'm getting to network with some of the biggest DJs in my area. Shout out to DJ Bobby Trends.
Mm-hmm.
I work with him now, and I met him through promoting. And like yesterday, we was at the club in playoffs, and he played my song. He's saying my name, like, yo, Phoreign, that. I work with him on Tuesdays. He's introducing me to other people. Melly was in the building, so like,
that's fire.
Like he's saying my name, playing my song, and there's another celebrity in the building. It's like, I don't know how else I would have. I mean, you could reach things a different way, but like that's my way, and I'm happy that it's happening in my own way. And yesterday I was talking to one of my mentors, and then he was like, "Yo, like maybe you should scale down on the parties, because you know, so you can even have more time to make music and stuff like that." And low key, he doesn't even know that I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I haven't stopped making music. Like if I gotta go to the studio in the daytime, I actually go to the studio too sometimes, Impact Studios, or even I get home from the club and I'm like, let me record something, because when that drive is in you, nothing's gonna stop.
Yeah.
It's like loving somebody. Like if you have a girl and you're like, no matter what, I'ma love you. Like music is my girl, like, or my wife, everything. Because like I do it. It's just natural. Like how I started was because I wanted to express myself, and I'm always gonna express myself, even if I don't make money from it. Like let's say let's say I blow up and become an actor, I'm always gonna make music, no matter what. It's just in me.
It's a passion. It's good to hear that. Like you don't really hear people say that anymore. Like people that talk about music, it's like they're only using music literally so that as soon as they get to a point where they don't have to make music anymore, they're like, I'm done.
Nah, like I see myself being like a 6-year-old. Like I still think that I'm gonna learn how to sing one day, and I'm just gonna be like, hey, like I feel like I just love the stage. I love the fact that you could go on tour and like affect people in a positive way. Like a lot of people look up to artists and the music they make and the way they carry themselves. So if you could be the right person to do that, why not?
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad things in this world, so I want to be positive. A good thing.
Talking about that, when you make music, some of the songs that you do make, you do talk about like stuff that's going on in your life, but you also very active on like Twitter and stuff like that, sharing a bunch of stuff. Do you ever? Is that just whatever to you, or is it something that you're like, damn, I might have shared too much?
On Twitter or music?
Both.
Well, I remember there was a time when I was working on forensics, and I had a song called Tired, And for some reason, I didn't want to put it out or even show people because I felt like I was like showing too much or like being too vulnerable. But then I'm like, I show one of my boys, I'm like, nah, this shit is hard. And I'm still confused why I guess because I was never that open with my feelings in music. But think about it, like the artists that we love is because they are vulnerable and like you can actually feel or kind of understand how they feel.
Yeah.
So I always feel like if I actually feel like this, then I shouldn't be ashamed of what people think of like, or you never know who you're helping out by just being honest and being open. I think everything that I do is to help other humans. Because even when I tweet something, in my mind I'm like, I know somebody's out there probably feeling like this. So why should I be ashamed or why should I not be able to share this? And you gotta be, it's a difference between being like sharing certain things and people knowing certain things like about you. Like I could share certain things that still doesn't mean you know me. I could be like, damn, like I feel like the last thing that I tweeted that was kind of personal, but not personal, is because I know a lot of, I don't know, but I don't think, yeah, that's probably a 1% of guys that actually. So this is what I'm doing, right? So I doing like a 6-month thing when I'm trying to change my life. Because every year I'm like, or every couple of years I'm like, damn, what can I do now to elevate, to go to the next level? So I saw Glorilla. Shout out to Glorilla, man. She said, yo, before my son blew up, at 6 months, I was not talking to guys. I was in the gym 4 times a week. I was like eating healthy. And before you know it, in 6 months, right before, like 3 days before the 6 months, I dropped FNF. That's what it's called? Yeah, FNF. And then my life changed. Wow. But she was intentional in like trying to change her life. Like something's got to give. So me and my boy Iman, the producer, I remember he told me he wanted to do a 6-month thing before Glorilla. He just told me like, yo, I want to do a 6-month thing where I want to like pick up a new skill. I want to like dress better. I want to go to the gym and eat healthier. So I would check on him because I'm trying to like keep him, hold him accountable. And these are things that I wanted to do, but I always made excuses too for like the gym. Like I used to be an athlete before, but I'm talking about after I became like an artist. Cause I'm, like I'm working so much that I'd be like, oh, I don't have time. So then he wanted to like change his life. So I'm like, well, not this, but for real. So I'm checking up on him, like, and he's like, oh, nah, like I kind of stopped, like I stopped going to the gym. I stopped. One of the things that we were talking about is like not beating our meat or watching porn. So, and he's like, oh yeah, I kind of stopped. Like I'm gonna get back on it, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? If you get back on it, I'll join you. So then he explained to me why like some of the things that on the list, and I was like, okay, I could do that. Like, so then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch porn for 6 months. I'm not gonna masturbate for 6 months. I'm gonna go to the gym for 6 months, pick up a new skill, I guess going to the gym and stuff like that, and I'm gonna make as much music as possible. I'm gonna try to save 10K because I'm always investing in myself so much that I never have, like, why would I get a car when I could make a mixtape? Why would I get a car when I could just buy a new fit for a video, shoot a video, like stuff like that? That's what I'm always thinking. Even when I'm gonna like get grills, I'm like, damn, should I get grills or should I make a song? Like, so that's why I'm not as flashy as I could be. But those were my goals for the 6 months. And the other day, I think I started to notice change in myself, and I'm like, now every time I have sex, it feels like I'm drowning in the pussy. It's like, because I stopped watching porn and I stopped masturbating, I feel like now I could appreciate having sex more. It feels like more pure. And I never thought I would say that. Like, I love watching porn. I always used to be my me and like, oh, it's whatever. Like, it's not that bad. But now I'm actually like, have to be careful. Like, I have to be like, take my time with girls. Well, not girls, one girl. But the other day I tweeted that. I was like, yo, I don't know exactly what I said, but I said something in that terms. Like, yo, ever since I stopped masturbating, pussy just be feeling like I'm drowning in it. Pray for me. So that's one of the things.
Yeah.
I know some people might think, damn, that's a lot. But to me, it's more like, I know somebody's out there is going,
That might be in the same boat.
oh, that might want to like stop masturbating, but they can't, or like. So I share my things so people can see that it's possible, or that I might be thinking about it too.
Yeah.
And I feel like people, like, how do you feel about me sharing like stuff like that?
I mean, it's just you being real. You just letting it be known like that you're comfortable with yourself.
Yeah,
That
basically.
you're not afraid to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think is one of the best things about you is that you're willing to share stuff about yourself. So you let people know that it's okay for them to talk about things about themselves that they might not be able to talk about with other people.
Yeah.
So
Especially, it's not like I'm, like you don't really know my business. Like I'm private. Like nobody really knows what's going on with me like that. But I'm not afraid to talk about myself because certain things that shouldn't be that serious. Like, oh, I stopped masturbating. Like, okay.
it's like, okay.
I wanna have sex. Yeah, everybody wants to have sex.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the cards that because you brought it here to stand and help promote yourself.
So that's good.
So how did the card game come about? Like, how did you?
So like I said, like I love ever since I found out what like games were, like card games and stuff like that. I feel like they're like a great icebreaker. Even my first event ever had like beer pong, like Uno cards, like what is it? Connect Four, Jenga. So I always, not that I always felt like that, but eventually I'm like, damn, like if I could create my own card game, that would be dope because it's like part of my brand. Yeah. But I never like really pushed hard on it because I'm so busy. Once like I'm always like working. So if it's not that, it wasn't that important. It's just that I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
So I think last year I wanted to get like an assistant because I wanted to take my brand to like the next level, but I know I can't do it by myself. So I need somebody to just think of the little things like posting a picture on my page, not my page, but my business page. How do I get on it? Or like updating my website, or blasting emails for people to be updated with my events. So then I got an assistant for that, and then I was like, yo, like I always wanted to make a card game. What if like I tell my assistant to like help me? So then I asked her if she could find out like how we could do that, and she like basically, I feel like it took like 3 months because she was like, oh, like let's wait into this and this until she had more time, but we got it done. And I feel like I never seen nobody that I know personally with a card game, so I was happy. I love thinking outside the box. No pun intended.
So what's the card game? How does the card game work overall?
So the card game is like a bunch of dares. So like, I love drinking, I love partying, and my people love drinking and partying. So like the card basically tells you like a dare. You read it, and you play with your friends or with your girlfriends or boyfriends. And let's say it says like, oh, text your ex something, and then if you don't do it, you gotta take a shot. Or like hold the person's hand to the right of you. And if you're willing to hold it, then you don't gotta take a shot. But if you don't want to hold it, then you gotta take a shot.
Okay.
And let's say that person doesn't want you to hold their hand, they gotta take a shot too. So whoever doesn't agree with the dare has to take a shot. This game is kind of like not rated R, but it has a lot of rated R stuff. Yeah. Some of that stuff is like doing push-ups. Some of that stuff is like spit in the person's mouth. So it depends, I made it because this game started like, I used to play Jenga, but with numbers. So if you pick the number and then you read a list, and the list says like, group kiss, and stuff like that. Because I love, I feel like I'm made to have like multiple wives. I feel like I'm supposed to have multiple wives, so I had a game that I could play with my different wives and different girlfriends and the game is like for me, and I love the game, so I want the world to experience once again, the world to have fun. And you can play with anybody because the whole point is to get drunk. But if you get drunk, then you might actually do some of the stuff in the game. But you don't have to do the stuff in the game. The goal is to get drunk. Actually, I don't even want you to do none of the things in the game.
So
you say no to everything.
You made it
so
crazy so you can say
yeah, I made it crazy so you can get drunk.
But if they do it, then it's.
But then you might be drunk enough to actually try some of the stuff. It'd be like, oh, show us the last person you fucked on social media. Are you gonna do it? It'd be like, oh, show us your favorite nude. Actually, you want to play the game? No.
But let's say that money wasn't a factor. What would you be doing if money if didn't matter? Like if you can do anything that you want.
yeah, I'll be doing like music, like
So
music,
music.
entertainment. Like that's what I see myself doing, because I do it for those kids, especially the kids. Like I don't know how you felt when you first heard like your favorite song, your favorite like clothes, your favorite movie. That moment where like you feel like somebody related to you when nobody else did.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it for, like that, playing that character, making that song. Because especially me, I didn't really talk to nobody growing up. It was more like something that I always did to myself. Even to this day, I don't really talk to nobody like that as far as like what I'm really going through. But I want to be that to somebody else, like, especially kids growing up. Because I feel like some of them might not have a dad, might not have like somebody to guide them.
Yeah.
So my songs always have like a message, or like they're either fun or sad or thoughtful, but I'm always trying to put something where you can learn something from everything that I'm doing, like a lesson. So that's what I do it for. So even if I feel like if another thing that I wanted to do too was like a detective, like a forensic detective, like finding out, but not because I want to like go against criminals, but because I like putting things together. Like a therapist too. I love listening to people and just like helping them with their problems. I just feel like entertainment is like a bigger way of doing those type of things. I love telling people like, oh, you could do this, maybe you could do like that, like being emotionally intelligent. For some reason, I always been like that. Yeah. Like I always been like self-aware, where like I think before I act, or I try to put myself in other people's shoes. Yeah. And that's what I would do if just help humans in general.
Let you promote anything that you have like coming out, because I know you said the video's coming soon. Are the cards still available?
Yeah.
We can hit you up for the cards.
Hit me up for the cards. It's perfect for the holidays.
But I like to say, like, I appreciate you like doing this interview and stuff like that. We've been talking about it for months. I know we did the
I can't believe this is the
Black
first
Cloud.
one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, we did with the
We did the Black Cloud. We did the
Yeah.
Black Cloud, but with so many people, it's hard to talk about you individually. Yeah. We were talking about you guys as a group. So
Yeah, true. That album is actually a great piece of work.
Yeah, it definitely was.
So if you're ever out there, look for the Black Cloud. It's good vibes. Yeah. I got something for the people. Where is it? Oh. So remember, guys, anything you do, that's it.
Vote for Phoreign.
Any parties, vote for Phoreign. Music, vote for Phoreign. A friend, vote for Phoreign. That's what it's all about. What size are you?
Large.
I'm gonna have to get you next time.
All right.
I'm getting the crib. All right, there you have it.
Thank you, bro. It's like Nardor at the end when he like just freezes.
Lately I've been moving through the motion. Feel like I'm drowning in the ocean.